Well, the situation surrounding Captain Marvel keeps getting more hilarious by the day, and I'm sure as next week is the week leading up to its release on what I think is also International Women's Day, so I'm sure that was a happy quinky dink. We'll have even more crazy attacks on the fandom, but the reviews are starting to come in, and a good old tipster emailed thequartering@gmail.com to let me know that they would not let him refund his pre-purchased ticket to Captain Marvel. We're going to get on to that as well. Lots to talk about. What's going on with the latest Marvel movie. We've got big deals. The movie's not even out yet. We've got Captain Marvel figures on clearance. More than 50% off, from $18.84 down to $8. You can pick up a Captain Marvel figurine with interchangeable head and hands for the low price of $8. What is that, 70% off roughly? Not a great place to be for a figurine, although, I will say in many cases, I see these figures deeply discounted, but it's curious that we're still almost 2 weeks away from release and it's already deeply discounted. Not a good sign for wokeness. Some more realistic reviews are coming in, and there are other reviews out there that seem like they could have been written in crayon. So Rotten Tomatoes, of course, shilling for Captain Marvel, goes on to share some of the most elementary reviews you might ever read. Captain Marvel is pure joy. Captain Marvel is a blast. Captain Marvel is a lot of fun. ... Thumbs up. Second viewing can't come soon enough. Captain Marvel is a mixed bag. They threw in one kind of mediocre review there at the end, but they title it how is Brie Larson? Is the movie totally 90s, and what's the deal with that fabulous cat? You can see most of these appear to be positive. Now, that is, of course, what is to be expected by most reviewers. It is a access journalism space, so I don't think if somebody is well known for giving negative reviews that they often get invited back to early access screenings, which is why I never put a much value at all in pre-screening reviews. You see, MCU feels more complete now that Carol's in it. How woke. The future of MCU gets brighter by adding Captain Marvel to the mix. These are all written in crayon and promotional. You have some reviews from people that we might know, like Lon Harris, of course, from Screen Junkies, going on to say, hate to say it, but I was not wild about Captain Marvel. Team. It takes forever to get going, lots of cheesy jokes, and generally too much winking at the viewer. The character and her film seem super pleased with themselves. I found it hard to relate. I liked some of the action. Carol and Fury have great chemistry together. Goose and the cat is adorable. It's got some moments. Marvel has just been on such a tear lately. Not sure this one holds up well. And of course, they can't say something even remotely negative without covering their back. In light of some people sharing and commenting on this tweet, I'd like to say that I admire Brie Larson. It's like, oh crap, I said I didn't like a movie with a woman lead in it. I'm getting roasted. I fully support her attempts to diversify the pool of people who write about and cover pop culture. I'd like to see many more female-led superhero films. Fine. I mean, who wouldn't? The fact that you've got to put this disclaimer on there after getting, and then you've got, yes, Lon, thank you for being so brave. Yeah, exactly. Because, it is brave to say that the movie is mediocre, and I'm sure it will be fine and people will like it just fine. Of course, you have still the role, this one came out yesterday, of damage control, articles and tweets. Anybody who has a negative opinion of Captain Marvel is, of course, a troll. So now we know that Lon is, in fact, a troll. Despite some sterling reviews from critics, ooh, imagine that, who are lucky enough to see the film early, I wouldn't call them lucky. Not everyone is thrilled about the upcoming film. Rotten Tomatoes users some are dubbing as internet trolls, have taken to the website to express their distaste with the film following comments made by the film lead Brie Larson. Yeah, fine. That at least I think is an honest portrayal. But again, getting trolled, and they're not reviews. If we see where Captain Marvel's sitting right now, only 55% of people want to see it. That is down significantly from the number I saw before. But it's fine. If people want to see it, they can see it. I don't know exactly how to... Oh, you can go to view audience reviews. And again, here you have just 7 pages, so they must only show a few. But Hollywood is going bankrupt, patting itself on the back. This will make for a great case study of a documentary someday. It looks terrible. Rather have Black Widow, Nick Fury, or Hawkeye film. Yeah, Hawkeye's kind of... I'm not going to see Captain Marvel or the Avengers 4 or the next Spider-Man, as a matter of fact, as I've truly reached comic book movie fatigue. Hollywood, please give me something new and fresh. Yeah, I can definitely relate with that. I mean... It is, and that's probably leading to some of my, in all fairness, when I saw Captain Marvel, the first trailer, I was like, oh, another Marvel movie. And then when it ended with a hero we need, but it's like I was like, I'm out. Like, if that's how you're going to advertise it, you're going to go with that woke marketing theme, I'm just not interested in it. So, no, I'm probably not their target demographic. Their target demographic for this film, I would guess, is normies who just want to go see a movie, which is why they're putting it out in a week when they're not really going up against any major competition. They can maximize the more vagina marketing tactics. You can have... it's International Women's Day. Celebrate womanhood by giving us $15 to see a mediocre movie starring a woman. I mean, that's what you can really boil down a lot of the marketing you're going to see that week. I guarantee it. Brie Larson is the brand new Public Enemy #1, but the movie is still on track for a U.S. bow of more than $100 million. But what happened to $180 million? It's hard to imagine, to be honest with you, a Marvel film in the next 3 to 5 years losing money. If they use careful marketing and they use, careful budgeting, these films will make money. There's enough normies who, just like I said, who are like boomers, like my parents are like, well, let's go see a movie. What's this, Captain Marvel? Oh, okay, whatever. And they'll go see it. We'll have to wait to see what user reviews are. But again, to the average men's rights advocate, is a concept of irredeemable outlandishness. For Danvers is a slender, sliff-like female in the natty 80s-inspired suit, while Thanos is great, hulking, purple, muscle-bound male. That is, of course, they're talking about... Carol Danvers, or, of course, social justice warrior Brie Larson in Captain Marvel. That's literally how they labeled it. The Guardian labeled that she is a social justice warrior. Here is a successful Oscar-winning woman playing the most powerful hero in the Marvel Universe. Disagree, according to studio chief Kevin Feige, of course. In fact, her alter ego, Carol Danvers, might just be tough enough to take down Thanos himself in the forthcoming Avengers Endgame. To the average men's rights activist, we're talking about 1% of people, this concept is irredeemable, outlandish. Danvers slender, fictional superpowers of problems here, gritted teeth, bulging forehead vein. Girls will never be stronger than boys. I don't think that this is a successful marketing tactic. Still, Larson might have remained a relatively minor hate figure to the, quote, trolls, had it not been for her decision to go one step further than her predecessors in the crossfire. Theron, Leslie Jones, Kelly Marie Tran, by choosing to use their newfound fame to advance progressive causes that are close to her heart. In a recent interview with Marie Claire, Oscar winning said she would like to use her new role as Captain Marvel to campaign for increased diversity, particularly in the movie industry. She even chose a disabled woman of color, Kea Brown, to interview her for the magazine. Well, you know, to me, I don't judge people by their physical abilities or disabilities or the color of their skin, but apparently, you know, people who are more obsessed with optics, you know, are about that life. Now, let's get to the prime course, okay, the prime cut here. Now, one of you wonderful viewers sent in a tip. Somebody who had purchased tickets to both see Alita, Battle Angel, as well as Captain Marvel. Actually, I better scribble out this, like, ticket thing so people don't steal. I wouldn't want this person to not get their ticket. I mean, that would be awful. Definitely don't want that to happen. So let me add this in. So you will see two different tickets. And one of them we'll see is a ticket for Alita, Battle Angel. And the other is a ticket for Captain Marvel. Okay. Notice that below the Alita ticket, there is a blue hyperlink option to cancel your reservation, and that has been removed for the Captain Marvel ticket. So you cannot cancel your Captain Marvel pre-order ticket even 2 weeks before. Now, obviously, you might say, well, it's odd, you know, it's weird that, you know, this is like this because, you know, maybe something's different, but no, this is the same theater, the same ticket service, same everything, but for whatever reason, you can't cancel your pre-order on Captain Marvel. They definitely don't want to do anything that would allow ticket sales to be hurt in any way. To me, it's kind of absurd that they wouldn't let you cancel your ticket 2 weeks before, but, you know, can't risk losing any sales, I suppose. This is why you don't pre-order tickets. Like, ever. Seriously. Well, before I go, I do have a favor to ask. The Exclusively Games Twitter handle, which is @ExclusivelyGame. We're posting new articles every day. All the news articles from the website. You can see today's latest news is about to get updated. Make sure you bookmark exclusivelygames.com. Check out the forum. Check out the Discord. It's all free. All for you. All games. No politics. Definitely, if you use Twitter, please follow us on Twitter so you get notified when we upload new articles. I hope you enjoyed this video, though, and we'll talk to you again real soon.